we're gonna be playing a game called Spill the Teammate with Creamline Cool Smasher Jia de Guzman and volleyball anchor Miguel de Guzman. Now, let's start things very basic here, very
They're
general.
so scared. I can feel their fear.
Just look at their faces.
So much tension going
But
on
let's make it easy for them to start. You know, level... Level 1 muna tayo. So, can you tell us more about the first game that you both covered together in the Spikers Turf? Let's start off with Gia and then Miguel, just very quickly.
Well, we've had our, when we found out that we were both going to cover games, we had our practice sessions at home. We'd play games on TV, and then we'd tell each other, tip each other off on what to say, what not to say. But then going into our first coverage together, I don't know, I think I was pretty excited because Miguel has been exposed to the sport for a long time, ever since we got together, and I still learn a lot from him also, even though I've been playing the sport longer. So when we started covering, at first nagkakapaan pa kami, but then eventually it evolved into like a casual conversation like the ones you would have in the car or at home. So it was fun.
And those are the best coverages, right?
Yeah, they
It's just
are.
very
They are.
casual.
All right, so we're gonna go straight at this. So normally, what we do is that we ask someone to mention, okay, this person is that person, right? Or that question is that person. But now, I'm gonna ask you about her. I'm gonna ask you about him, and you tell us whether or not the answer is correct or not. All right. So Miguel, I'm gonna start off with you. What's Gia's favorite pre-game ritual or snack?
Oh, wow. Okay, so I always see her with coffee,
Okay.
and she eats banana bread before games.
Okay.
So that's one.
Okay.
But then, she always has to eat chocolate also before the game.
Kailangan ba?
Yes, it is a must.
Okay.
So 3 out of 3.
3 out of 3.
3 out of 3.
3 out of 3.
Okay.
Ooh.
All right. All right.
So is the
okay.
coffee just to pump you up, or is there a...
Coffee has become more of my happy drink.
It's her habit.
Yes,
Okay.
it's a habit.
Got it.
Sige. All right, let's move on. You ask one for
Alright,
Gia.
I'll ask Gia naman. How does Miguel prepare for his game day coverages? That's the first one. May follow-up question pa tayo. Yeah.
Well, he's also a coffee lover, so
Okay.
he would have his regular coffee in the morning. It starts off his day really well. And he also reviews the game on his own. So he watches highlights, and then he takes note of who performed well the previous games, and then he does a lot of research, which is fun to watch also when I'm watching him work. And
It helps to have a consultant.
So talking about research, who does more research? You or Miguel?
I think Miguel does more research than I do.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
'cause,
Very interesting.
most
Because
of
you
the
play the
time-
game anyways, right?
Yeah, I do. So most of the time, it's me asking him if, who scored the most points the last game.
Yeah.
And he knows the answer, top of his
Okay.
head, like that.
So wait, you both take notes, I'm assuming, right? Who has more organized notes? Whose notes looks better? Your notes look okay.
Wow.
All right.
I can confidently answer that question.
Okay. Okay.
No comment.
All right, Miguel, this one's for you. If Gia wasn't a volleyball player, what sport is she playing?
Basketball,
Really?
for sure, yeah.
Bakit? Why would you say that?
Well, first of all, that's the first sport that she played with her father. That's the first sport that was introduced to her.
Interesting,
And it also shows because every time she has to do trick shots in volleyball, it always has something to do with basketball.
I think I see this on social media where you would set it to the rim and it would go in.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, so let's go to your favorite memory together during your student athlete and student manager days.
I want to see if this is the same. Eh.
Oh yeah, nga.
That's
Maybe that's a lot to go back to. But let's start with Gia.
yeah.
Well, for me, I think it'll have to be the first time we met.
When was it, Miguel?
It was in the Blue Eagle gym during their water break after she got one-manned by Coach Tai.
Oh, really?
So you can imagine how she looks.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
At nailab ka dun.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes,
All
I was
right.
in a very vulnerable position.
And of course, so that was her favorite memory. What was yours?
Well, my favorite memory has to be the first time we went out for a meal. because that's when we started knowing each other, and that's how we got into dating, quote unquote. So
Dating.
we tried visiting the different restaurants along Katipunan.
Okay,
and
right.
That was the only way that she'd say yes to my invitations.
Sa Katipunan lang.
Yes.
Wow, that's in
Okay.
Katipunan, not Taft. So
Yeah,
there's a Katipunan.
I don't know anything about that, so I'm not going to go through that. I'd ask you what exactly the meal was. Do you remember?
It's the chicken.
Ooh, wow.
It's hot
Nice.
star, yeah.
Nice. Oh, my God, questions I'm gonna fail at if ever. Anyway, now we actually ask both of you to provide questions for each other, and I don't know if the answers are going to be there. One of you have a trick question.
I'm excited
I don't
for
know
this
who
one.
that. Oh, so let's get one from Miguel muna to Gia. If he could only order one thing for the rest of his life, what would it be?
I think ang dami, pero is it ice cream?
Yeah, okay.
Ooh,
All right,
got
that
it
works.
right. Gia got it
Okay, so that wasn't the trick question.
Yeah,
so
this-
obviously this one.
So this is the trick question from Gia to Miguel. What was the first movie we watched together in the cinema?
Has to be in the cinema.
Yeah, in the cinema.
First movie.
Yeah, first movie. This is a trick question, so I don't know how you're gonna answer this.
When I found out the answer, by the way, there was no way I could have forgotten that either.
Was this the Bible movie thing? Exodus?
Right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then something happened.
Yeah, okay, so the Exodus movie, we did not expect aliens coming from the sky. So we went out of the movie house and then we watched Taking It Slow. I'm sure about Taking It Slow.
Oh, you're sure about taking it
Yes.
slow?
Are
Gia!
you serious?
No, wait, Keeping It Cool.
No!
Oh,
So you're very
Keeping
close.
It Cool.
first word is wrong.
Keeping It Slow?
Playing it.
Playing
Playing
It
it cool.
Oh,
Playing it cool.
she told me to take it slow after, that's why that's what stuck to my head. I'm sorry.
Oh my goodness! I thought
half
we'd
point.
start a fight here at the end of the show. Gia, Miguel, maraming salamat. Really appreciate you both being so cool about it and letting us get to know more about the both of you. Again, great work working together, working with you for the first time, and indulging all of my Tito jokes that I say on air.
I'm for it, pal. I'm for the
Yeah,
Tito
maraming
jokes.
salamat, guys. We hope to see you again really soon.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, pal. Thank you.